Look, Newmont has recently refreshed its energy and climate targets. And I understand the aim is to reduce greenhouse gas emissions by 30% by 2030 and reach net zero emissions by 2050. It's really pleasing to see, again, Newmont named to the Dow Jones Sustainability Index World Ranking for the 30th consecutive year. I think you're second on the mining and metals rankings. Fantastic. Really shows leadership. And this metalwork is an example of the types of things that your people do to try to put that into practice. And I think it's great that you're sharing it. You're talking about open collaboration, because that also informs and inspires others right across industry to accelerate similar positive change. So what are your overall aims in your announced targets? Tell us a little bit about what you plan to focus on in improving energy and emissions, and why mineral processing is going to be a big part of that.
Well, Alison, our overall goal as a company is to create value and improve lives, but we want to do that through sustainable and responsible mining. So as part of that, we're focusing on efforts around energy and water efficiency. It's just part of what we do. And our plan is to invest in reducing fossil fuels and optimize energy use at our existing sites. And if I look at our Borden mine in Canada as an example, it's one of the first electrified underground mines, and is certainly our showcase. And it's an excellent test bed for seeing what kind of equipment and processes can we put in place to lower emissions and technology. But of course, a big part of this is also from processing, especially comminution circuits. And this is the challenging part, that we really need to challenge our mineral processors and engineers with looking for ways to see what we can do to reduce our energy consumption, reduce our footprint in this space. And at Newmont, one of the things that we do is we support our plants through what we call our operational support hubs. We have one in Perth and one in Denver. And this is actually under the accountability of my technical services teams. Now, one of the things they do is they monitor the day-to-day performance of the plants, the actual real-time performance. And doing that monitoring and collecting that data, it really helps us to make informed decisions. So first we can look at what's the best way to optimize the plant, and what's the best way to optimize plant performance. But that data also helps give us knowledge around making decisions around flow sheet selection, equipment sizing. And so as I look at this year's medal win, that experience gives us a solid platform for evaluating new techniques, and it helps us de-risk the alternative flow sheet studies. But going back to what we talked about before, it also has to be focused on our people. So we have subject matter experts in our technical services group. Plus, we're fortunate to have in-house testing facilities. And we use both commercial and proprietary modeling packages. Newmont has been developing advanced mathematical modeling simulation for many years. I can go back to my first encounter with Newmont, which is literally 30 years ago, when I saw some of the work that Newmont was doing. And all of this helps us to design plants and to better optimize circuits. But it's our people, and it's them knowing not just that we don't just solve for one variable. We have to solve for productivity, efficiency, and ESG performance, and they're all related.
Yeah. And processing, especially comminution, is the ultimate challenge, because it does consume such a large chunk of energy. And look, fantastic. Real-time monitoring prediction is right the way through from the ore body. That's a holy grail now, within reach, to be able to predict as well as monitor. Fantastic to see smart people bringing those new ideas and technologies into the business to really push that design and optimize and bring the electrified mine, which is certainly the way of the future for many sites. Look, Newmont is clearly serious about looking at mining and processing that can reduce energy and emissions and water, as well as lift shareholder value. So what do you think the medal shows in relation to that? And what does Newmont aim to do across its business?
Well, Alison, you're right that we are very serious about reducing greenhouse gas emissions. And that's clearly been demonstrated by our commitment to using science-based targets and the resulting 30% reduction in emissions by 2030, and also having that longer goal of being net carbon neutral by 2050. Now, we're confident that we have pathways to get to the 2030 target. And that just through improving efficiencies in comminution is a key part of that. I mean, it's not the only part, but as you mentioned before, it is a big lever. And that's something we're absolutely focusing on to help us achieve those 2030 targets. Now, as I think about the 2020 medal, to me, it recognizes our contribution in space. And as I said before, we are proud to be recognized, but it also raises the profile of this work within our industry. And it helps us all to focus on practical solutions that in turn really help the industry to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. So I think it's not just for us, it's really, for the industry, and stands out as a beacon in my mind.
Yeah, and that's fantastic. Just through improving efficiencies alone, we can do so much in the next few years. A great opportunity. And I think that sets a bar for all in industry, and also the opportunity to really share those practical solutions across industry, because it really makes business sense for all of us to be reducing that now or in the next few years, wherever we can.